If you've been feeling overwhelmed with anxiety lately, try listening to a guided meditation on the Meditation for Anxiety podcast. Meditation is a proven, natural way to help you calm down and dissolve stress so you can feel lighter and happier. So subscribe for free today to the Meditation for Anxiety podcast by searching for Meditation for Anxiety on your favorite podcast player.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1971, Love Bombing, 10 Signs of Over-the-Top Love, by Cindy Lamothe with Healthline.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD with me, your host and narrator, Greg Audino. Today we have an article from Healthline that is going to tackle the very popular term these days, love bombing. You'll learn about how to identify it, and in my commentary afterwards, I'm going to provide more thoughts about the nuances of love bombing and how to address it in your own relationships. So with that, let's jump right in and start optimizing your life. Love Bombing, 10 Signs of Over-the-Top Love, by Cindy Lamothe with Healthline.com. When you first meet someone, being swept off your feet can feel fun and exciting. Having someone shower you with affection and admiration is especially exhilarating when you're in the beginning stages of a new relationship. Love bombing, however, is another story. It happens when someone overwhelms you with loving words, actions, and behavior as a manipulation technique. It's often used to win over your trust and affection so that they can meet a goal of theirs, explains Shirin Paikar, M.A., a licensed marriage and family therapist. Here's a look at some of the classic love bombing signs. If you recognize some of these, it doesn't necessarily mean your partner is toxic, but listen to your intuition if the person trying to woo you seems too good to be true. They lavish you with gifts. Love bombing often involves over-the-top gestures, such as sending you inappropriate gifts to your job, dozens of bouquets instead of one, for example, or buying expensive plane tickets for a vacation and not taking no for an answer. All of this can seem harmless enough, but the point is to manipulate you into thinking you owe them something. Quote, most often, love bombing is done by a narcissist with the intent of drawing in and gaining control over the person who is being love bombed. End quote. That's from licensed professional counselor Tabitha Westbrook, LMFT. They can't stop complimenting you. We all crave admiration, but constant praise can make your head spin. If someone's expressing their undying love after just a short amount of time, it's a potential red flag that their feelings aren't genuine. Some common, over-the-top phrases they might use include, I love everything about you. I've never met anyone as perfect as you. Or, you're the only person I want to spend time with. On their own, these phrases aren't necessarily harmful, but it's important to consider them in the larger context of someone's overall behavior. They bombard you with phone calls and texts. They call, text, and message you over social media 24/7. While being in constant communication is normal when you're first dating, it's a red flag if the communication feels one-sided and becomes increasingly overwhelming. Take note if they begin texting you early in the morning and every hour on the hour. They want your undivided attention. When your focus isn't on the other person, they might become angry. This can look like pouting when you're on the phone with friends, or refusing to leave after you say you have to be at work early the next day. True love does not want all your time and energy focused on them alone, Westbrook emphasizes. They respect other commitments, ideas, and boundaries. They try to convince you that you're soulmates. Telling you they dreamed that God told them you two should marry is a manipulation tactic. If what they say sounds right out of a film, take heed, Westbrook notes. Hollywood is great for entertainment, but true love and relationships don't look like the movies. Some other things they might say. We were born to be together. It's fate that we met. You understand me more than anyone. And we're soulmates. They want commitment, and they want it now. A love bomber might pressure you into rushing things and making big plans for the future. They'll mention things like marriage or moving in together when you've only known each other a short while. The thing to keep in mind, according to Westbrook, is that real relationships take time to develop. It's very unlikely the person really can love you more than anything in the world in 2 weeks, or 2 days, or 2 hours, or even 2 months, she explains. They get upset when you place boundaries. When you try to tell them to slow down, they'll continue to try to manipulate you to get what they want. Someone who legitimately cares, on the other hand, will respect your wishes and back off. Love bombers also get upset about any boundaries with regard to access to you or accepting their displays of love, says Westbrook. It's like a tsunami of affection, and they expect you to accept it all. They're overly needy. No matter how much time and access you give them, it never seems to be enough. But ask yourself, are you bailing on friends because they can't stand to be alone? Or do you feel obligated to answer every text because they gifted you that expensive iPhone? Someone toxic will make you feel indebted to them so that they can rely on you day and night. You're overwhelmed by their intensity. They never turn down the charm and seem to be running on all cylinders when you're with them. You never know what to expect from one moment to the next and feel pressured into seeing them round the clock. Legitimate love has its ups and downs, but it's respectful and not overbearing, says Westbrook. It's patient, kind, and gentle. You feel unbalanced. Being love-bombed can feel intoxicating at first, but you might also feel a bit uneasy, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Pay attention to these anxious feelings, says Westbrook. It's important to be attuned to your intuition, so you can be informed instead of being carried away by love-bombing tactics. The bottom line. If you're in the early stages of a relationship and everything feels like it's happening too soon, check in with your gut. Remember, falling in love should be savored, not rushed. If you're worried your partner has crossed into manipulative territory, try reaching out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health therapist who can help you assess their behavior. You just listened to the post titled, Love Bombing, 10 Signs of Over-the-Top Love by Cindy Lamothe with Healthline.com. We talk about love and communication here on the show every day, but there's always more to learn. And lately, I'm proud to say that my own knowledge of relationships has reached a new level thanks to our sponsor, Masterclass. Masterclass is an app and streaming platform that makes a meaningful gift this season because you can help a loved one learn a new skill from the world's best performers. It's like Masterclass instructors are your own personal mentors, providing content and videos that are going to help you reach a new level. For just $10 a month, there are 11 categories and over 180 masterclasses to pick from, with new classes added every month, like renowned psychotherapist Esther Perel's class, which helped me gain a better understanding of relational intelligence, something that has absolutely helped me to be more present and more communicative with the loved ones in my life. So, this holiday season, give one annual membership and get one free at masterclass.com/optimalrelationships. Right now, you can get 2 memberships for the price of one at masterclass.com/optimalrelationships. Masterclass.com/optimalrelationships. Offer terms apply. This show is sponsored by Regain Couples Therapy by BetterHelp. Whether you're in the honeymoon phase or partners for life, perfectly content with your partner or going through a rough patch, setting aside time to listen to each other and work through conflicts can transform your relationship. And I can tell you from experience that sometimes the best place to learn how to be the listener or communicator that your partner needs is in therapy. If your relationship is having ups and downs, or you simply want to work on yourselves together, consider giving Regain a try and see how your relationship can improve, no matter what stage you're at. This is an entirely online form of therapy that's not only helpful, but also designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. The best relationships are always worth fighting for. Try something new in therapy. Visit regain.com/ORD today to get 10% off your first month. That's regain.com/ORD. Okay, and a wonderful cautionary post from Cindy, which we thank her for. Love bombing is certainly a popular term these days, as I said, one that people seem to really enjoy throwing around. And articles like this are important for helping us get a better grasp of what it really is and the risks that come with it, which I hope only encourages listeners and readers to use the term when it's applicable. Anyway, it's also worth mentioning that using this term incorrectly can be very harmful and disruptive to relationship progress. So the signs of love bombing you heard about today, they are not always rooted in manipulation. Oftentimes they're rooted in anxious relationship attachment, which is the proclivity to be particularly dependent on one's partner. And while that is certainly not ideal either, it is something that can be worked on and is often a very natural stage for people in their dating lives, especially early on, or maybe when rebounding after a difficult breakup or other type of loss. Should you feel your partner is displaying this towards you, it can be helpful to not throw around terms like love bombing, which at present have negative connotations so common that it's difficult for anyone to see the nuances in these signs of love bombing. So instead, I encourage you to talk to your partner about certain boundaries, things you'd like to compromise on, and see where that conversation takes you, as opposed to just labeling them as a love bomber. But, okay, that's going to bring us to the end for today, everyone. As always, I thank you so much for tuning in and listening until the end. I hope you found this article to be helpful and informative. And be sure to come on back again tomorrow and join us for more ORD. That's where your optimal life awaits.